Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to part 4 of my solo next phase by phase guides. As usual, if you want to check out any of the other phases, as soon as they're uploaded, I'll definitely put the annotations right here and at the end of the video, and I'll even put some links in the description so you guys can check them out. If you need help with any of the other phases, let's get into it. Here are the two special attacks in the ice phase. The first one is the contain, where she will shout contain this, and 1 or 2 ticks later she will spawn a square of stalagmites, ice stalagmites around her. If during this time you are standing in melee distance of her, you will be stunned, your prayers taken off, and you will be damaged for around 2 to 3k damage. So when she says contain this, you want to make sure she's not in melee distance of you. A lot of times when she does this, she will run towards you, so you want to use either surge or escape to get away at the right moment. Otherwise you will get damaged. It'll slow down your DPS and it will obviously take away your life points, so it's definitely worth trying to get away from it. And the second attack is the ice prison. This is whereby next will say die now in a prison of ice, and she will surround you with stalagmites and you can't get out unless you have a partner. But because this is a solo guide, you will be stuck in there. If you are in there and it stuns you, definitely use freedom, and there's 2 ways you can go about this. You can either use defensive abilities to block it, or you can go the max DPS route, just eat up and keep your adrenaline high so you can smash out this phase. I'll go through that later, but yeah, you want to make sure that before this happens you either have anticipate active so it doesn't stun you, or when you're in there you use freedom as a backup just so you could eat and hopefully not die. Use your abilities if you want to, and that's how the ice prison goes. Even after you've killed a minion, I recommend only attacking next after she's sacrificed you, because that means that the first attack in the ice phase, is going to be a contain, which is a lot easier to deal with compared to an ice prison. As you can see right there, my character was red because from the blood phase she had sacrificed, and as soon as she does that, I switched her over, attacked her to the ice phase, and that meant that she is now going to use contain first. After a couple of hits, use anticipate, because 2 or 3 hits later she will prison you. Now there's 2 ways you can go about the prison. You can either make sure you have 100% adrenaline and either use barricade or immortality, keep your shield on until the thing passes, until the damage passes, and then carry on DPSing. But obviously they are ultimate, so you will have either 10% adrenaline left with your ring of vigor. As you can see right here, I put the shield on and used barricade, so it does no damage. This is the slower route, but it is the safer route. I'd recommend this for people starting to learn next, and make sure you only put your bow back on, or you only take your shield off once she's actually done it. She's done the attack and the stalagmites have gone. Otherwise you will still get hit. If you are low life points when she does prison you, then I'd recommend using immortality, because that means that it will hit you and then you will come back with 4,000 life points. If you want to go the DPS route, then you just keep your adrenaline full and eat up. The prison can hit you for around 7,000 damage, so you want to make sure you're above that. And a lot of the times it will stack with one of her auto attacks, so you want to make sure you're ready. Just eat up, spam your food, and get your prayers back on as soon as possible, just so you don't die, and then carry on DPSing. When using the defensive route, a lot of people, including me, like to rotate, because if you use barricade on one prison, sometimes it's not ready for the next prison, so you use barricade the first one and then use immortality for the second one, and then even if you want, you can go ahead and use rejuvenate for the third one. But instead of that, I'd probably use the enhanced Excalibur. It is kind of risky, but yeah, you want to make sure that you obviously use the right defensive abilities if you're going the defensive route. If you don't, it's really easy, you could die. I've died here many times, especially with the stack from the auto attack. So if you are using a defensive ability, make sure you're still high life points just in case something goes wrong. And if you're using the DPS route, then as soon as the attack hits you, spam your Rocktail Bruise and make sure you get back up life points, put your prayers back on, and keep on DPSing. That's the 2 ways to go through the ice prisons. And for beginners, obviously, as I said before, I would go the defensive route. Make sure you're full adrenaline every time she says die now in a prison of ice. If you're not, then just eat up, and you can eat through it if you're max 9,000 life points, and as soon as she hits you, you eat some Rocktail Brews, you should be fine. But if you are full adrenaline, I'd recommend saving some food. Using barricade is the best one, but if you don't have that, then immortality is fine also. And as soon as it's done, you want to go to the minion and obviously kill the minion. As I said, in the shadow phase and the blood phase, while killing the minion, you want to make sure you still keep track of all of her specials, because sometimes the minion can take a while to kill and she will still be using contain and the prison. So definitely watch out for those two while you're killing the minion, and just get through this phase, hopefully done and dusted, on to the last phase. So I know I crammed a lot into that, but I'll just go through it again real quick. You only want to attack her and make a change phase after she's done a sacrifice, because then she will contain. That's easy to stay away from. As soon as you've done one or two basics after the contain, use anticipate so you don't get stunned. If you're full adrenaline in the prison, you can use barricade or immortality. If you're not, then just eat up, and make sure you carry on eating up. After she's hit you, put your prayer back on as soon as possible, and then go back to DPSing. That's really all you need to know for this phase. If you have any questions, as usual, put them down in the comments. I'll be sure to answer them, as many as I can. And definitely those video thumbs up if you did find it useful. Check out the other phases. As you can see, the annotations will be live as soon as the videos are up. And thank you for watching.